Oh, a year in Scotland was great. Enjoyed my time, but not going to miss this weather, that's for sure. Hello? Get to the airport? I'm on my way. Yeah, I made it, mate. I made it. So where are we going this year? Iceland. Isn't that going to be a bit cold, mate? It's a summer league. Oh, that's brilliant. I can go out and celebrate victories on the beach, the summer breeze through my hair. This is why you're my agent. Mate, this is not what I pictured when you said summer. Hi guys, I'm Aussie Villain and welcome to a brand new impossible dream. We leave Scotland behind and we find ourselves in Iceland, and more specifically at Grindavik in Iceland. And over the next 11 and a half months, we are going to do our very, very best to win the Champions League with this club. Can we do it? Probably not, but we don't know that for sure. We're going to do our best to find out. Yeah, well, hopefully we can anyway. Now, if you're new to the channel, make sure that you subscribe. You do not want to miss this. The Impossible Dream is always a lot of fun. But let's have a look at the club that we are taking over. Now, we are taking over June 27th. Now, that's not unusual. What is a little bit unusual for us at the Impossible Dream is that this is a summer league, so we're taking over mid-season. So let's have a look at, we'll play as in the last season, last contract, try that again. Last year of their contract. We've got a couple of what look to be decent players here. And, well, we'll get to know these guys a little bit better over the coming weeks and months. So, yeah, well, we don't want to be dishing out contracts before we've played a game with them. We've got playing time expectations here. McShane, is that any relation to Paul McShane? Hilmar Andrew McShane. There's a mix-up of names for you. I wonder if he must be part Icelandic and part British, I assume, with McShane, whether it's Irish or whatnot. So, interesting. Okay, now let's go and have a look at this club. We are a semi-professional team to start with. I am the manager, obviously. We've got our captain and vice-captain there. We see some Paul McShane. I wonder if it's Paul McShane's son. Lots and lots of icons. No favourite personnel, no legends, but lots and lots of icons there, which is good. Yeah, so semi-professional club. If we look at our facilities, now, one thing, I did have a quick look at this already. We don't actually have an under-19s team, which is something that we will need to try and get. Average training facilities, which is, to be fair, a fairly good place for us to start. Adequate junior coaching and youth recruitment is fairly basic. Now, yeah, if we look at the development centre here, it's not actually our team. So, I don't fully understand what's going on there. The one thing I did do, just to sort of, I just wanted to see what sort of what sort of stuff we had at the club here. If we go to Club Vision, and we'll have a look at this in just a little bit more detail here, but we can go to networking. We can ask for an under-19 team. So I'm assuming that means we will then get an under-19s team, and I don't know what happens to our youth intakes if we even get them right now. But this is as good a place as any to start, I suppose, with Club Vision. So we want to work within a budget and grow the club's reputation are the actionable objectives. Finish top half of the division that we're in. Names here are going to be absolutely... If you are new to the channel, I am going to mispronounce many things many times, and sometimes I'll pronounce the same word multiple times in an episode different ways. So you're welcome to try and tell me how to pronounce things. I will do my very best to pronounce things correctly, but I struggle. I really do struggle. So we've got the Mojo Cup, we'll have to call that, which I think is going to be the Icelandic Cup, and then not important, I'm assuming, is the Icelandic League Cup. So yeah, we don't have to worry about those. And actually, I think when I had a quick look, we might even be knocked out of them already. So that's the board expectations. Now, if we go and have a look at the supporter expectations, which is, of course, new for this FM, moderate influence on the board for the supporters, so that's almost a worst case scenario, and that we've got to try and keep both board and fans particularly happy. But not many hardcore fans, a sort of a group of core fans, group of families, and the casuals. No corporate. We kind of do need to maybe change that to help build things up a little bit, and some fair weather fans in there as well. Now, Grindavik, when I looked at it sort of to Google it, when I was trying to decide who I should play as, it's a fishing village sort of down the southwest, I think it is, of Iceland. So it looks like a beautiful town / village, but I think it's the population is about 3,500 people. So whether we're going to get corporate people at all is possibly debatable. Maybe down the line they will. So we'll keep a note here. We've got 22,500 social media followers. We've got 163 season ticket holders. No one on the waiting list. let's see how that looks towards the end of the series. Hopefully, we will be much better. Now we've got a rivalry with IBK Kelavik, and we want to remain in our division this year. That is required. And then strive to make progress off the pitch. So let's have a look at how we're doing in the league. So it's a 22-game season. So we've played 9 games, so almost halfway through, and well, we're 10 points off the promotion places, and we are 7 away from relegation trouble. So I think realistically, my plan for this season is, you guys probably won't see much of it, to be honest. We'll get through this season. I'll get a chance to know the players. I'll sort of introduce you to everybody, and we'll sort of go from there a little bit. Now let's go and have a look at the squad that we're currently working with here. Can we get reports up so we get an idea of current ability and potential? So we've got a good centre-back there in Dimitrovsky, 33 years old, but he is a Macedonian international, so he's going to be a big part of our team. We've got a central midfielder here that is rated highly. We have got another creative midfielder, 34 years old. We're going to be one of these things where all our best players are the oldest players, aren't we? He does look very, very good. I mean, I don't know what the standard we're going to be playing at is yet, but he does look very good. Ziba, now it says he's a left back, but this is his best position. He's very much a centre-back as far as I'm concerned. Lacks pace, though. We've got another midfielder here with a little bit of potential. Now, the fact that it actually does look quite decent as well. The fact that we are a semi-professional team means that signing players with potential is not necessarily going to be a good thing for us. Because we're training part-time. Young players don't really develop that well. We're going to want to be signing players for now, and then once we sort of get ourselves to a point where we can go professional, then we can look at signing players to develop for the future. So it looks as though we do have quite a bit of potential. We're sort of coming into a few players now that could potentially be very, very good. I mean, to get the best out of them, we are going to need to get ourselves professional, I would imagine, sooner rather than later. Now, this GG club that you just saw that player was on loan to, that is an affiliate team. I think they're 4th tier or something. Now, it's not going to do us too much good sending players, I wouldn't imagine, to an Icelandic 4th tier to develop. Goalkeeper looks okay, doesn't he? So that's a good thing. Only young as well. First touch could do with improvement, but we probably aren't going to be playing amazing possession-based football for a little while. So yeah, I mean, there's some good players here we can work with. This is the other guy I want to have a quick look at with a bit of potential. So yeah, that's not too bad. We'll come up with a tactic momentarily. The squad planner will work on that when we get to tactics. And now staff. Let's have a look here. We have no room for coaches. We currently have 0 scouts at the club, and we only have 1 physio. We could probably do with a second physio as well. So we'll need to go and get those positions filled for us. And anything else we need to look at to start with, finances would be a good thing to see, wouldn't it? So we've got some money in the bank, and we've got a little bit of money to spend, and we are almost at our wage cap as well. And we've got a scouting budget there as well, which is good. My plan for this season is, I don't think we're going to sign anybody. I think I'll use this season just to make sure we need to stay in this division, but look at what we have, and then we'll have sort of a summer transfer, or be a winter transfer special, won't it, in this league? We'll have that sort of in the first few episodes of the series, and then we can really start and build and know what we have to work with. But having said that, I will no doubt go out and sign many, many players. Now, when is our transfer window? Okay, so the transfer window, we're going to have 25 players registered. Transfer window, so between February and the 11th of May, which we are outside of, and then the 29th of June to the 20th. So we've got a month transfer window that we're about to come into. So that is that. We can have a maximum of 8 foreign-based. Okay, so we can have a maximum of 8 out on loan and in on loan at the same time. And that is that. So, and we are in the EU for the purposes of this, which is good as well. That'll help with signing players, something that we didn't have, of course, Scotland, Wales, and Northern Ireland in our previous editions of this. So we do actually have a game coming up momentarily here against Vestri, who are sitting 9th. Now that's actually, they're in the bottom, or they're below us in the table, roughly the same record though. So what we'll do is, unusually for an episode 1, we're going to play a game of football. Okay, welcome back. We are getting ready for our first game just now, and what I thought was, just sort of looking through the club while I was off camera there, and had a look at some of the salaries that we're paying, or some of the wages. There is, for the second division in Iceland, I'm going to say quite a few large wages here, particularly for players that are considered fringe players. Now, this transfer window, as I said, I wasn't planning on getting rid of anybody, but there's a lot of money in wages here for players that we possibly aren't going to use regularly. So it just makes me think maybe we do want to move some players on. Now, there's some players on full-time contracts, which is interesting as we're a part-time team. I don't know if the team was recently full-time and has downgraded to part-time, but that would certainly explain some of these wages anyway. So something we're going to have to be aware of. The finances, they're not too bad, but yeah, we'll see how it goes. We're only a couple of days into the game, so we'll see how we go there. But let's have a look and see what we're doing here. We are playing Vestri, as we said. We've got expecting a 4-2-3-1 formation from them. Now, one thing that we have done is we've got a scouting department now, and we've also got in a physio. So that's obviously all good news. Now, league rules: we can have 3 foreign players in the 11 that are playing at one time. So we could obviously have more on the bench, but only 3 of them on the field. I don't think that we only have 2 of them in the club anyway, so that's not going to be an issue for us. So this is the team, our first team in charge. We've got Brynison in goal, but Brynison in goal will get better with names over the months and years and ahead. I'm wondering if we don't want him as a sweeper keeper, but we'll kind of see how we go there. Jonsson is going to be the left back. We are maybe a little bit short at left back, so we'll see how he goes, but physically he's quite good, so he should be able to get up and down for us. The 2 centre-backs are 2 experienced players, Ziba and Dimitrovsky. Now, they both lack pace, but we're going to try and play a high line anyway because they do have good anticipation, so I'm hoping that will kind of cancel out a lack of pace, but we might need to drop back. Runarsson will be the right back for this one. Good pace and not a bad dribbler and crosser either, plus he can tackle, so there's a little bit to like about him. Sayas will be he sounds more Spanish than Italian. But anyway, he will be the deep-lying playmaker for us. Good passing, tackling, vision. So that all bodes well for a deep-lying playmaker. So that's what he'll be doing. Juanra will be the box-to-box midfielder. He's got good work rate, vision, passing's all okay, decent physical, so that's why we're going to give him a game. Litson will be the advanced playmaker. He could be a star. I was very tempted to play the number 10, actually, just to see, get him a little bit further forward again, but a good free kick taker as well. And I'm actually surprised he hasn't been capped by Iceland at any point. He looks as though he's probably good enough. I wonder if he's been involved in a national team at any point. If you are Icelandic and let me know. He feels like somebody we should know about. Now, McShane is going to be the right winger as opposed to the other side. He is a decent physical player in terms of pace, decent crossing and dribbling as well. Good first touch, so hopefully he'll do well for us. We're going to go with an inside forward on the right. That's going to be Hummer. He is not too bad physically. There's a little bit to like about it. I think he's good. I think, especially at this level, I think he's good. But there's definitely weaknesses in his game. Composure is the main one. But let's hope that he can do a good job for us. And the striker will be Thathapong. He's actually not bad. He's got good, okay finishing, but good composure, good off the ball movement, and he's pretty quick. I think there might be a really good striker in there for us. So we'll put him up top, see how he goes, and yeah, let's get this first game underway. Okay, so we can see the team sheets there. It's not going to mean much to any of us, any of these names, certainly unless you are an Icelandic fan, in which case you may recognise 1 or 2 of them, but ignorance is bliss. We will just pretend that they're all much worse players than we are, and we're fine. Tell them the pressure, nothing to go, they cause an upset. I mean, that's not great if we're going out to cause an upset, but we'll go with that. One thing, our assistant manager, who is also our director of football, is very good. Oh, this is new. Yeah, so that is good. I actually don't want him as a director of football. He's a very good coach, so he has both roles right now. I did try to offer him the role as just the assistant manager, which he didn't want. So we'll do our very best to keep him. I want him to be coaching, so if I have to offer him sort of the split duties again, then I will. But yeah, he is quite good. So that's obviously an excellent place to start. But here we go. Not too many people in the stadium. And, well, we start with a kickoff highlight, and I've got to fix the graphics here, don't I? Okay, that should fix things, be a little bit quicker. There we go, that's better. But yeah, so this season I think it's just going to be a bit of a learning experience in terms of the squad. And yeah, so we'll just kind of whip through the second half of this season quite quickly. I mean, if we get to a point where we find ourselves in a relegation or a promotion battle, then that's one thing. But I don't. Oh, and Dimitrovsky gets the first goal of our reign. We have taken the lead, and it's taken 19 minutes to get our first goal at Grindavik. Excellent. It's Grindavik, isn't it? There's a D in there. But there we go. Wonderful start. Couldn't be happier with that. And we will continue on. I'm not too sure who was playing, more so that before we got here. I didn't really look. I mean, you can see by appearances on the squad screen if we really want to know. But, yeah, I think... I mean, it doesn't really matter ultimately, does it? I do like our two centre-backs. It's a shame they lack the pace. But even sort of thinking longer term... I mean, longer term. They're both in their 30s, so we can't be going too longer term. Nice ball out there for Hammer. Hammer cuts in, and hee-haw! That's a wonderful goal. What a strike from Hammer. And, well, Hammer by name, Hammer by nature, if that's the way he's going to score. And very, very happy with my decision to put him in there as an inside forward. Nice ball from Litzen to get it wide. Cuts in beautifully, and have some of that. Maybe we will get promoted this season. That'd be nice, wouldn't it? Get ourselves very, very quickly into that top flight. I mean, ultimately, that's got to be our goal here. We've got to get into that top flight and into European football as soon as we can, so that we can then start using that European money to sort of build the club off the field as well as improving it on it. There's a ball forward, just slightly overhit there. So, yeah, I mean that is the goal. I mean, 10 points is a lot to make up. Whether we are good enough to do it, I mean, I don't know. I don't know what sort of standard. Oh, we've won the ball back there as well. Litzen with a chance for a third assist. He goes himself, rattles the crossbar. And Thathapong just, I feel like I've got a lisp when I say that name. just not quite able to go and turn in the rebound. But a really, really good first half from us there. And we will say, as ever, we don't want to get complacent. And... well, signs are quite good here. Yeah, but I was saying about our two centre-backs, I feel like medium term, maybe not long term, there's quite a solid base for us. And what we could even do down the line, if they do start to really creak in terms of pace, is, oh, we've given up a goal there, and suddenly it's 2-1, and it gets a little bit nervy again. Yeah, just not quite able to win that header at the back post. But what we could do is go with three centre-backs and have a younger or quicker player as on the cover. And I think that could work okay for us. This is very much a game of two halves, it's looking, isn't it? The goalkeeper claims that. We get it forward nice and quickly. Thathapong gets it forward there for McShane. And we go, good ball for McShane. Can he get across in there? It's Thathapong! And he gets a second goal of the season. He's first for us. And it is 3-1 on the hour mark, and that just eases the nerves a little bit, doesn't it? Some nice play from us as well, and it was Sayas. Oh, this is these names. Honestly, we're just going to sign a lot of English players, I think, and that'll be the way forward here. I didn't think about names when I suggested Iceland as an option to come to, did I? But anyway, this has been a really, really, really good start. 20 minutes to go. You'd almost go as far as to say next goal wins. Oh, here we go. Thathapong gets it wide there for Hammer. Hammer! Oh, and he hammers the post. Already, I can sense there's a couple of favourite players of mine in the future here. Hammer's going to be one. Thathapong's going to be another. Litzen, let's hope he sticks around after his contract is up or his career is up as a coach. And Juan Ray, I think that's the first time we've seen him. But he's doing an okay job. Do we want to make some subs maybe and have a look at some other players? The left back's not having a great game and he's booked. Left back is going to be a bit of a problem position for us, and did he just miss that header there as well? So we'll go with this guy who can come over and play there. Now, when I said that we can only have three foreign players, non-EU players, so England, Britain, obviously. I won't give my opinions on that, which I've probably just given my opinion on it by saying that, and sort of obviously non-EU. So that's gives us quite a fair range of players, and it's 3-3, and we are somewhat falling in a heap here. And I don't really know where this has come from. We looked so good for so long, and that's a stunning free kick as well. Let's give him credit where it's due there. And are we going to go and then lose this game? I think we might need to do a little bit of fitness training. We seem to be fading quite badly, and the goalkeeper makes a huge save. And we might just need to, I don't know. I don't even know what we do. Do we drop the line a little bit? It just feels like the game has turned and there's no stopping them. Our right back isn't having a good game. We only had one fullback on the bench, which doesn't really help things. That's gone out of play. And we just need to calm down a little bit here. This has all the feeling of a game that we're actually going to go and lose now. And that would explain why perhaps the first half of the season has us sitting in that bottom half of the table. Okay. This midfielder, Juan Ray, is not having a great game. Now, do we want Jonsson? Or I think this guy was quite good. I'll go with Jonsson. Encourage. We just need to get to the full-time whistle at this point. And there we go. An absolute goal fest to start off the Impossible Dream. A lot to like about the performance, and then a little bit to dislike about the performance at the end there. But we'll say, I mean, to start things off, that wasn't too bad. We can build on that. So there we go. We can see the other results around the league. It would have been nice to have those extra 2 points, wouldn't it? But we'll take what we get, and we've actually lost a little bit of ground. We're a little bit closer to the relegation zone than where we'd started, so that's disappointing. But the bottom two teams played each other, so that was likely to happen. And there we go. Goals galore as Grindavik and Vestri draw. It was a debut. Oh, it was a debut for Litson. So where has he played beforehand? Just Iceland. Oh, he had a season in Sweden. I am genuinely surprised that he hasn't played for the national team. But anyway, that's just me. But there we go. That will do it for today. If you have enjoyed that, make sure you hit thumbs up. Welcome to the Impossible Dream in Iceland. And yeah, as I said, if you're not subscribed, make sure you do so. What I'm going to do, as I say, we're going to whip through this first season as quickly as possible. If there's anything that looks likely to happen, then we will we'll come back. But I think otherwise, we'll just come back for the last 2 games of the season, and then we can discuss where I think the squad's at and what we need to do in the summer. I'm going to say, looking at that left back, maybe something that needs to happen this month. Maybe not waiting till the well, it's not the summer, it's the winter, I suppose. All right, guys, thank you so much for watching. I look forward to seeing you next time. Take care.